Ciao ragazzi, this is Katie Portanova, and you're listening to Florence and Me. I'm a lover of stories and all things Italian, and I'm going to bring you all that in this podcast. My intention is to inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and explore life and travel the world. Join me as I tell you my story and many others about Italy and my love, Florence. Andiamo! Ciao a tutti! Today we're going to talk about a small town called Castelfalfi. I visited it the first time this past September with my mother-in-law and my lovely husband. It was actually on the list to visit on my retreat this September, but it was a really rainy day. And being that I hadn't visited before, I wasn't going to take them there on a rainy day. But my God, the day we went, it was gorgeous, beautiful. I want to call it a hamlet because it kind of reminds me a little bit of Castelfalfi, but it's just like one street. The history behind Castelfalfi, it has been a land cultivated for over 2,000 years. This estate has been owned by Etruscans, Romans, Florentine aristocrats, also including the Medici family, and Milanese merchants. This town / castle, because Castelfalfi castle is in the name, there is a castle on site as well, which is now a restaurant, of course. It's just breathtaking. The views from the top is just beautiful. After World War II, it was gradually abandoned until 2007, when a German company called TUI bought it and opened a hotel about 10 years later. So the hotel is just right outside of the main street of Castelfalfi. It is a pedestrian town, so the only cars that come through are like workers. I didn't see any cars when we were there. We were kind of there on like a downtime, it seemed like. It was like right after lunch. There is, as you walk past, there's a parking lot outside before you get into the hotel portion. There, as you walk onto the property, there's a road that goes through the town where there's a lot of like taxis and buses and stuff. But as you get into the pedestrian walkway, there's these beautiful gardens on either side, and there's a lot of art, like sculptures in these gardens. There are I believe 3 different pools on site, all connected to the resort. The Tuscan Castelfalfi is the resort, and it's not a cheap place to stay. Needless to say, because you're on top of a mountain and looking down from that castle I told you about, you can see the beautiful, pristine golf course. They have 27 holes, so 2 sets of golf courses. It just looks picturesque. I've never seen anything like it from that height. But recently, so this German company took over it, and then recently a Indonesian entrepreneur bought it from the TUI, the German company, which is a parent company of a Netherlands company. So it's like the Netherlands, I believe, run it. Not the country, a company. And they made it into this oasis for very wealthy people. There were a lot of Ferraris in the parking lot, a lot of Teslas, a lot of Maseratis, Lamborghinis. So yeah, you can understand that the price to those rooms are not cheap. For a week, I just put a random week in to see how much it would cost. It was about $2,500. So if you have that change, it sounds like a deal. like for you. So when it was abandoned, this German company put a lot of money into restoring the buildings and also the infrastructure, the heating, cooling. I didn't get to go inside the hotel. I didn't get to go inside any of the rooms, but as you walk onto the property, right across from the hotel, there's this old building that it used to be a tobacco factory. So the tobacco factory had since been, closed down. So they ended up turning all of those into like, I want to say like probably, I don't know what kind of rooms are in there, but I believe it's like a 4-person room, maybe with a shared bathroom. And again, the grounds, I just want to paint you the picture. The grounds around here are just pristine and just gorgeous, beautiful flowers and rosemary and salvia and sage and just beautiful, beautiful, like everything is beautiful. Like, what's included in this experience is like high-end stuff. So there's, like I said, there's a golf course, there's a spa, there's a few restaurants that you can walk to if you don't want to drive to Montaglione. Montaglione is the town. It's like this Castelfalfi takes about 20% of the town of Montaglione. And Montaglione is really close to my mother-in-law, so that's why we drove here, because it was close. Yeah, so there's a few restaurants on site. There's some shops. We saw a ceramic shop. There's like a boutique shop. And like I said, restaurants. We only walked to the point where there was the castle, because I could just stare out there for hours. And if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, I post on those pictures every once in a while, because it's just like, this is Tuscany. This is like no filter, picturesque. Can't believe that this is a real view. The restaurants on site, I'm glad I didn't take them to these restaurants, because they are very high end. Some of them are casual, but the pricing for these restaurants are definitely tourist pricing, meaning they're a little bit exaggerated. Again, I'm sure the food is delicious, but I'm just saying, I feel it's like a country club type living type restaurant. So if that's your jam, you got it. The spa has a hot cold circuit, which I think I did this once in Florence at this spa. I went with my friend Simone, and it includes a Finnish sauna, a bio sauna, which I'm not sure what that means, and a steam room. But I'm sure there's more to that, because there were 5 different rooms we went into. And then the last thing they have is also an ice bucket shower, which I did that before. Oh my God, feels great. To a point. Of course they have, massages, they have, facials, and they have an indoor lap pool. Ooh, I didn't know that. And a heated outdoor pool. So that's the hotel itself. But I know there's like another pool, because my mother-in-law Fernando went to it with a friend. It costs it's like €20 to like get into it, just if you're an outsider. And they said they're never going back because it wasn't all what it cracked up to be. Let's see. So yeah, so there's a bike rental. So there's a lot of like active things to do. Let's say you are a family of 4 and you are of this caliber, like you like this type of travel. You can rent bikes. There is an ice cream shop. There's a ceramic shop, I already said. There's also catch and release carp fishing on the lake, because there's a lake below where the golf course is. And falconry with a Harris hawk in the nature preserve opposite of the adventure park. So falconry is something that I also want to do in my retreats. I have yet to like fissare to schedule that, but I know somebody. I think that would be a really cool experience. There is an adventure park where it has like the zip lines and stuff. It's called like Castelfalfi Adventure Park if you look it up online, which is nearby for the kids. I think that would be a great, kind of escape. You can visit beehives. I did not see those, so they must be hidden or down below with the vineyards. And cooking classes, as we all want to learn how to cook better, right? And this is the biggest golf course in Tuscany. It's split into an 18-hole mountain course and then the slightly easier 9-hole lake course. Yeah. And the vineyards and the olive groves are all around. And the main grape they grow is Sangiovese because we're in Tuscany. Those who stay during harvest time can get involved with picking grapes in September, if you come in September, and pressing olives on-site in the on-site mill October and November. So another really cool idea for you to, experience Tuscany in a different way. The service is top class, top of the line. You can get breakfast on the terrace. You can mosquito spray, like anything you need basically is what this article is telling me. They will go above and beyond to give you whatever you need. They have kids clubs, again, for kids. They have a playground, which includes a vegetable garden, a mini farm. Oh, wow. Yeah, that I did not see. That must be in the hotel portion itself. Let's see what else. Yeah, I probably could never afford to stay here, but it is a nice day trip. So you can just stop by here. You don't necessarily have to, stay here a night or a couple nights. There's, like I said, there's a parking lot outside of the main drag that comes into Castelfalfi. And you'll know, because there's a rotonda that, like a roundabout, that before you go all the way around to get to the hotel portion, you just take an immediate right into that first parking lot and just park there and just walk. So this is, honestly, I didn't think I was going to like it. I've seen pictures of it, but I was like, oh, it's just like a village hotel. It's not really, But no, it's a really, if you look at the pictures, it looks like just like a row of houses on this hill. And then, but the views above, because it's surrounded by a forest preserved. So it's like, I feel like when I was up there, I was feeling like I was in the movie Robin Hood. like the sheriff of Nottingham is coming at my door to ask for my taxes. That's the kind of feel I got. So again, I was just visiting. So I think staying there will be different, but that's how I felt. Like, I'm the peasant. I need to pay my taxes. But yeah, anyway, so a really great place to visit. It's about 50 minutes from Florence. It's between Volterra and Florence. So Volterra, and I think I talked to you guys about this before, there's a road, a country road that's called La Volterrana, which means that road goes to Volterra. And Volterra, another beautiful town, which I'll talk about another time, is actually, when you look out from Volterra, because it's on a hill as well, you can see the sea. So that town was really integral part of protecting Florence back in the Middle Ages from enemies, because it could see ships coming in. So that's a really cool, thought. I don't know if you knew that. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to say about Castelfalfi. If you wanted to see more pictures, follow me on Instagram at truly_Italy. Because I got some great ones, guys. Really nice ones. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope this was informative for you. If you're planning a trip coming up, this could be a nice stop if you're staying in Tuscany. Again, a place where you, to arrive here, again, is by car. There's no trains. There's no buses. There probably is a bus, but it's probably a long bus ride. You don't want to do that. So recommend if you're staying in Tuscany, or if you have a tour set up and you can ask this tour guide of yours to stop at Castelfalfi. It's really a short trip, just like Monteriggioni. It's not like a full day thing. You could probably spend maybe an hour if you're not having lunch, maybe an hour and a half if you want to take a lot of pictures and explore. But that's about it. But yeah, so if you're interested in trip consulting, remember, I am your gal. I can get you into places, find you really cool places to stay, book you some wine tastings, find you an awesome driver to take you around, a tour guide to take you all through Chianti. Think about hiring me because I love it. I really, truly love it. And I like sending people to my friends because they are my friends. And also, if you're not aware, I have 2 retreats coming up in September, almost a year away, about 11 months away. But to get started with those payment plans, I would suggest, booking if you're ready. The pricing and all that stuff is live on my website, trulyitaly.tours. Any questions on that? You got my email, trulyitalytours@gmail.com. What else was I going to say? If there's any place that you'd like me to talk about, maybe you're curious about a place, if it's worth it. Not really sure if I, want to spend the gas to go visit, XYZ. So send me an email. Let me know. I would love to, research that place and let you know my honest opinion if I've been there. If I haven't been there, I will try to get all the information I can and tell you about it on this podcast. So yeah, that is all for today. Allora, ci si vede. A presto. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. I am beyond grateful for you listening to my podcast right now. I am so excited to share my journey of living abroad and all of my stories of Florence and Italy and all the places in between that I've visited. If this has reached you in any way and you would like to continue, please subscribe now. Also, go check out my website, trulyitaly.tours, for all my travel experiences. Ci si vede. Ciao.